Okay, today we're looking at species interactions. So, as we're looking at ecology, we know that ecology is the study of the world around us. And we know that it's made up of biotic and abiotic factors. We know that these species can interact with each other and that they have to interact with each other to really survive. So, let's look at a couple examples of different ways that these species interact and how that applies within an ecosystem. So the first type of interaction we're going to look at is competition. Competition is when two or more organisms need the same resource at the same time. So think about it this way. If there's one watering hole in Africa and there's a lion and an elephant and they both need water, they're going to compete to get that water. A niche is the role that an organism has in its environment. That's its job. So the job of grass is to hold soil in place. It is to convert carbon dioxide into oxygen to breathe and provide food for herbivores. That is the niche of grass. Other things that it includes are what it eats, where it lives, how it interacts with others. So the niche of a giraffe, giraffes eat leaves at the top of trees. It lives in dry desert-like areas, and it interacts with others, just kind of hanging out. It's not a predator, but it will make sure that it does not become prey. Now, two species with identical niches cannot coexist in the same habitat. Okay. We'll address this more in another section, but guys, think about this. In your yard, if you have grass and you have weeds, at some point, either the weed is going to overtake the grass or the grass is going to overtake the weed. They can't both exist in the same space. Okay. Next, symbiosis. Close relationship between organisms of different species. Some people would say that a human and their pet, that would be a symbiosis, simply because it's a close relationship. There are three types: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. Now, some of these get along well. Others of them do not. There's a cartoon there for you to watch at your viewing pleasure if you would like. Mutualism. Both organisms benefit. Okay, it is mutually beneficial. For example, fungi increase the root system surface area, and the fungi is able to grow. Okay, so another example of mutualism. There are organisms like little shrimp and other organisms. They will live on sharks and large sea animals. So those small organisms, they eat all the gunk that builds up on these larger organisms. So the small organisms get fed, the big organisms get cleaned. It is a mutually beneficial relationship. That is mutualism. Okay. This is another video for you to watch at your viewing pleasure. Commensalism. One organism is benefited, the other isn't affected. For example, these seeds attach to animals and they're carried to new locations where they can grow. The seeds benefit because they can expand the population of that organism, of that plant, but the animal that's doing the moving, they don't feel the weight. It doesn't bother them at all, and it doesn't benefit them. So that's commensalism. Yeah, that's all that I wanted to say about that. Parasitism. Okay, we've heard of parasites. In parasitism, one organism benefits, the other organism is harmed. If a human gets a parasite, the parasite lives, humans get sick. So the parasite benefits the human, the other organism is harmed. Some parasites live within the host, like tapeworms and heartworms. Bacteria are typically considered parasites. Some parasites live on the outside of a host, like aphids or fleas or mistletoe. Okay, so fleas are parasites. If your dog gets fleas, the flea is able to eat the skin of that organism, and it hurts, it hurts the dog. So the flea benefits, the dog does not. So those are our organism relationships. Please consult your teacher in Google Classroom for more specific information on what you're going to be doing with this information. Thank you so much. I froze, guys.